What you're about to hear, you will not hear discussed on the mainstream media because they are part of it. Jay Goldberg is with me from the Canadian Taxpayers Federation talking about the streaming tax. Before then, we're not paid by the Prime Minister's office, and we need to get paid to stay on the air. These guys do. So please, subscribe and donate. Jay, tell me about this tax.
Well, as
streaming tax.
Yeah, as the result of Bill C-11, the CRTC has decided out of Ottawa that they're going to impose a $200 million a year tax on streaming services. So that's Apple Music, that's Spotify, that's Netflix. They're going to impose that on them.
Well, what's the matter with having a tax on those companies? They make a lot of money.
Well, first of all, they pay all kinds of other taxes. Second of all, this is a special tax so that the Trudeau government can have big corporations or streamers fund special interest group funds that the government wants to see going to. So for example, some of that money is going to be funneled to traditional news media outlets. Others
the Toronto Star is going to get more money?
Well, it's traditional news media. They haven't gone further into depth on that, but a portion of it is going to that. So they are, through the back door, trying to find even more money to go to traditional media to prop them up at the consumer's expense.
So it's tax and spend. Now, you don't think that these streaming companies like Netflix are going to say, okay, so, we have to spend another $3 or charge another $3 and they're going to take it out of their own salaries?
No, of course not. And you know what? Let me cite the Prime Minister of Canada, who in 2018 told NDP leader Jagmeet Singh that it was a terrible idea to impose a so-called Netflix tax because it would be passed on to consumers and it was an affordability issue. He himself said that 6 years ago, and today his government is imposing that very tax.
You're just reminding me, though, of the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance a year and a half ago. She said, well, you know what, everybody has to cut down a little bit, and so I'm going to stop Disney.
Well, yeah, I make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and I'm out of touch with the rest of the country. I'm going to cut off my Disney Plus subscription. I had to sit down with the kids, and, that's off of our budget now. You can't get more out of touch than that when everybody's facing inflation and high interest rates.
But the challenger is stepping down in Pearson Airport, Toronto, and I'm going to go over to Europe for another meeting. I mean, it's just the hypocrisy of this is stunning to me.
Well, and we've also discovered, first of all, the finance minister also told us that, you could take the subway, you could bike instead of using a car and having to pay the high carbon taxes. She says she doesn't have a car. Then we find out she's got a personal chauffeur. So she doesn't drive her own car, but she's got someone driving her around.
Well, and yes, and in Ottawa, I'm told now the streets are so bad because of the safe drug policy that's unsafe to walk. So we aren't going to have the Deputy Prime Minister walking by herself.
Well, let them eat cake.
It's unbelievable. But Jay, thanks for bringing that to our attention. We need an election in Canada. 3 minutes. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.